I've been giving a lot of thought to words like normal and routine over the last few weeks. This idea of normal, the usual, average, or typical state or condition. Now, we think about normal, and we have to realize that normal is different for everybody. We're all using this phrase, the new normal, but there never really is normal because the usual, average, or typical state or condition is different for every single person in every single moment. And then this idea of routine. A sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. For a lot of us, it feels like the sequence of actions that we are regularly following, this fixed program that we're on, is one that we don't like. We'd like to be traveling. We'd like to be able to fist bump or even hug people and hang out with friends and go out to restaurants. So our routine is disrupted. And for the first time, the majority of society is faced with this new normal. Now, again, normal is different for everybody, but this is a rare moment where everybody's sense of normal is completely different. And so when I think about that idea of a new normal, a lot of times we use that phrase to talk about there's changes that we don't like or that are hard or are different. So how do we maybe adjust to this new normal, or how do we adjust to this different routine? I have 3 ideas that I want to give you. And here's the first one, is perspective. We have to have perspective. And I don't mean that, well, I'm not as bad as some others, because I don't think that's perspective. I think that's a way of trying to frame things where you don't allow yourself the space to process. So I think there's 2 questions that we have to ask when we think about gaining perspective. What have I lost, or what won't I get back? Whatever that is, we need to grieve that. You need to go through the process of not necessarily even coming to terms with, but just grieve it. It's okay to be sad that you're going to miss out on a graduation. You're going to miss out on that vacation, whatever that was. So what have I lost? What won't I ever get back? Grieve that. And here's the other question for perspective. What do I still have? What will come back? Celebrate that. Whatever we still have, celebrate it. If you have your health, celebrate it. If you have your kids home with you, as sometimes crazy as that can be, celebrate that. What are the things that will come back? Yes, travel will come back. Celebrate, look forward to that. Yes, trade shows will come back. Celebrate that, look forward to that. So we have to have perspective. Ask what you've lost, grieve it. Ask what you still have and what's coming, and celebrate it. So the first one is perspective. Here's the second thing I think we need to do. We need to stay connected. So there's a type of camouflage called the dazzle effect. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the dazzle effect, although you all have seen the animal that uses this camouflage. And all you have to do is look at a zebra. So the black and white striping on a zebra, that is the dazzle effect. And so here's how the dazzle effect works. When a herd, I think it's a herd of zebras run, it is very hard for a predator to tell speed and direction because of the vertical stripes. In fact, ships in World War I deployed this same camouflage. So herd of zebras running, really hard for the lion to tell speed and direction, which means it's hard for the lion to capture the zebra. So how do predators hunt? They try to separate one off from the pack. The dazzle effect, the zebra's black and white stripes have no power when they're isolated. We have to stay connected. And yes, connected, we can be connected and still be physically distant. Remember, social distancing doesn't mean relational distancing. Now more than ever, reach out, do video, text, phone call, FaceTime, whatever it is. I'm reminded by a quote from C.S. Lewis that says this: friendship is born at the moment when one person says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." Trust me, you are not alone. You may be going through some things. You're not alone. You are not the only one. And in that moment, when you can find someone else who goes, "Yeah, you too," there's a connection there. Find those connections. Reach out. Do not allow yourself to be isolated. Do not allow yourself to be separated. Now, more than ever, you need to make sure you're reaching out. If you know you've struggled with mental illness, put yourself in a position where you're daily being connected to people. Even if it's you calling someone and saying, "Listen, I struggle with this. I need you to call me every day at 2 p.m. I need you to text me every morning or text me every night. Create a system around your mental health and your mental well-being. We have to stay connected. So, perspective. We need to stay connected. And here's the third one, is we need to practice gratitude. Now, gratitude, the quality of being thankful, not of being happy, not as being yay, rah, rah, being thankful. You know, as a person of faith, we talk a lot about this idea of joy versus happiness, right? Joy doesn't mean I necessarily like what's going on, but it means I'm hopeful for what is to come. This idea of being optimistic, right? Hopeful and confident about the future. That's all optimism is. Being hopeful and confident about the future. Now, I can be very optimistic about what's coming and still not be very happy right now. I don't always have to stay positive, but I can be optimistic all of the time because I am hopeful and confident about the future. Every morning, just list 10 things you're grateful for. Not that you're happy about. 10 things that you're grateful for. What are you thankful for every morning? And by the way, if any of those 10 things are a person, right there in the moment, reach out to them. Send them a text. Let them know, hey, I wanted you to know this morning, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful you're in my life. I'm grateful that we're connected. I'm grateful for what the things you do or the way you do it, whatever it is. Every morning, list 10 things you are grateful for. Not that you're happy about. Maybe there are things you're looking forward to. Go back to that idea of perspective, what's coming. Do that every morning. So, look, I know none of us wished for this new normal. None of us have wished for this kind of change in our routine. Yes, some of you maybe wished your schedules would have slowed down. Congratulations, your schedule is slowed down. Now, what are you going to do with it? And so what will make the difference in our lives? It's really simple. It's how we respond. And I think there's 3 ways we should be responding. We should have perspective, we should stay connected, and we should make sure we continually express and practice gratitude. So with all of that, I'm here for you. If you need anything, please reach out, post in the comments what your thoughts are on this or just how you're doing in general, okay? And in the meantime, take care of yourself and take care of others.